Hello everyone. I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Good day, dear students. Last period we studied about Startup and Stand Up India. We also studied that Stand Up India was encouraging more women entrepreneurs. So here is our next point in this chapter, the Stand Up India scheme for financing of SC and ST women entrepreneurs. That means social caste or scheduled tribes or scheduled caste or scheduled tribes women. So what are the objectives of Stand Up India scheme we will see. The objective of the Stand Up India scheme is to facilitate bank loans between rupees 10 lakh to rupees 1 crore to at least one scheduled caste or scheduled tribe borrower and at least one woman borrower per bank branch for setting up a greenfield enterprise. Children, see how government planned. Government told from this tribes, that is scheduled caste, SC or ST category, any one woman from the bank, any one woman, the bank should provide loan up to 10 lakh to 1 crore if a woman is having a dream of opening an factory or any green enterprise. Means not damaging the environment but having a factory of the own, her dream. She wants to open an enterprise from SC or ST. Those categories, they will get loan up to 10 lakh to rupees 1 crore from the government by this Stand Up India scheme. So it will be at least one woman per bank borrow should be. And this enterprise may be in manufacturing services or training sector. So in case of non-individual enterprise, at least 51% of the shareholding and controlling stake should be held either by an SC, ST or woman entrepreneur. See, the next rule was what? That the first we see from SC or ST women, government will provide 10 lakh to rupees 1 crore loan. Then the next condition of government was that if the category is different, it is not from ST or ST, a woman entrepreneur should be there, at least she will be provided 51% of loan in case of non-individual enterprise. But the condition is that she should either be held by SC, ST or woman entrepreneur. So this enterprise may be in manufacturing, services of the trading sector. In case of non-individual enterprise, or at least 51% of the shareholding and controlling stake should be held either by an SC, ST or woman entrepreneur. Now what is the eligibility? How the government will provide loan for up to 10 lakh to 1 crore. Say the criteria required, who will get the loan? The first criteria is SC, ST or woman entrepreneur above 18 years of age will be provided with this scheme. Which scheme? Stand Up India scheme for SC and ST category. Then the second one is loans under the scheme are available for only greenfield project. See what they have told. The first one is what? Again I am repeating. The first category is SC, ST or women entrepreneurs above 18 years of age will get the loan. Then the second condition is that children, loans under the scheme are available only for greenfield project. Greenfield means what? Whatever project they have planned, whatever factories they are going to build up, it will not damage the environment. Greenfield, save environment. So greenfield signifies the first time venture of the beneficiary in manufacturing or services of trading sector. Then the third condition of getting the loan, that in case of non-individual enterprise, means if the person is not having or say not opening an enterprise, not opening a factory, but in that case also 51% of shareholding and controlling stake should be held either by SC, ST or women entrepreneur category. Means if they want to do any business, any other business rather than having industries or anything, the loan will be provided. But how much? 51%. So 51% will be provided loan to whom? SC, that is scheduled caste or scheduled tribe or woman entrepreneur. So these are the eligibility criteria, means what? Conditions regarding the loan. Which loan? which Stand Up India is providing, that is from up to 10 lakh to 1 crore. So, nature of loan means what, children? See the nature of loan, that in composite loan, inclusive of term loan and working capital, that is between rupees 10 lakh up to 1 crore loan, children, that will be provided by which scheme? Stand Up India scheme, to encourage who? More women entrepreneurs. Now we'll come to our next point in this chapter, that is purpose of loan. Now, for setting up a new enterprise in manufacturing, trading or services sector by SC, ST or women entrepreneur. So, the purpose of loan, first they will find the reason why the woman who is requiring loan. The first reason, purpose of loan. So, whether it is required by SC, ST candidate or women entrepreneur. So, whether they require loan for which process, whether they want to open a factory, production process, manufacturing or trading process, for transportation or for service sector, which type of service they are going to give, for which they require loan, that will be seen, that is purpose of loan. Then the second condition or the second will be size of loan. Say composite loan of 75% of the project cost, inclusive of term loan and working capital. So, however, it will not be applicable if the borrower's contribution along with convergence support from any other scheme exceeds 25% of the project cost. Now, size of the loan means what, children? 75% of the loan is sanctioned. Also, the government will see that whether that working capital is proper or not. Means they are taking loan, whether the person can pay rate of interest. He will see whatever project is there, whatever money they are investing, the expenses should not be more than that what they are investing. So, it should not exceed 25% more than that whatever money. Now, suppose see 1 lakh, suppose for example, simple example, I'll tell you 1 lakh rupees are required as a loan. But the thing is 1 lakh is my requirement, but my expenses are 1,50,000. That means income what I have taken, but expenses are more. So how I will repay the loan interest? Expenses are more, 1,50,000 are my expenses. So where I will save money and how will I repay back the loan? Government will see all these terms and conditions. That means 75% of major contribution you should be there regarding repayment of loan. Whatever loan you have taken with interest, you should give back. 25% of the project should not exceed, money should not be more than that. On this condition, government will provide the loan. Then the next one is what? Interest rate. Now see, whatever rate of interest rate will be there, it will be very low by these schemes, Startup India and Stand Up India, according compared to market. So, interest rate will be very low, children, according to the market rate by these schemes, Startup and Stand Up India. So, the rate of interest would be lowest applicable rate of the bank for this category, not to exceed by what basic rate, market rate is there, plus 3% tenor premium, they have told. Then the next point is security. Now, what security we will provide? See, whenever you have to take a loan, see, keep in mind, children, loan is not sanctioned immediately like that. You have to show security in bank. Now, suppose say what we require, guarantors in a bank. We require guarantors as a security person. So, here also what security you can show? So, besides primary security, the loan may be secured, they have told, by collateral security or guarantor. So, guarantor who? Of Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for Stand Up India loans as decided by the bank. See, CGFSIL means what? Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for Stand Up India loan. By this process, you can give security for your loan. So, security is what over here? Besides primary security, the loan may be secured by collateral security or guarantee of Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for Stand Up India loans, that is CGFSIL, as decided by the banks. Then the next one is what? Repayment. So, see, what is the repayment period over here? The loan is repayable in 7 years with a maximum moratorium period of 18 months, children. Means whatever loan you have taken from the bank, it should be repaid back within 7 years. And if you want, if you're covering it immediately, means after 18 months also you can repay it back. If you are having a profit, means the term duration period for repayment of loan is 18 months till 7 years. It will start from 18 months till 7 years. Then working capital. Now working capital means in the business we are using that money. So for withdrawal of working capital up to rupees 10 lakh, the same may be sanctioned by overdraft facility. You know, overdraft facility is used by current account holders. Anytime they can use and withdraw the money. That is called as overdraft facility, children. So RuPay debit card to be issued for convenience of the borrower. Working capital limit is how much? Till rupees 10 lakh, to be sanctioned by whom? Cash credit limit. That is the way of cash credit limit. Working capital will be sanctioned. Working capital means what, children? In business we are using that money. That money will be guaranteed till up to 10 lakh as we use in current account. And current account means anytime we can withdraw or put money in the bank. That is used mainly by businessmen, children. Current account facility. So here also they have told that for withdrawal of working capital up to rupees 10 lakh, the same may be sanctioned by way of overdraft. RuPay debit card be issued for convenience to the borrower. Working capital limit above 10 lakh will be sanctioned by the way of cash credit limit. Now next we will see what is the process. The next is what? Margin money, children. See, if you can see, margin money. What we are studying regarding special things regarding SC, how the loan is provided for SC, ST or women entrepreneurship. That process, that step we are searching, the criteria, the eligibility. Then the next point is what? Margin money. So the scheme envisages 25% margin money which can be provided in convergence with eligible central state schemes. So see, this we are studying about Startup and Stand Up India, where 25% of margin has been provided, they have told, with eligible state and central government, whatever schemes are there. After this Startup and Stand Up India scheme, children, we have our next scheme, that is agro-tourism, which is called as rural tourism. So let us see what is this rural agro-tourism project, new approach. So entrepreneurship, here in agro-tourism, it is an increasingly mechanized world. Many people have lost touch with how their food is produced and the region where it is originated. So agro-tourism offers tourists a chance to reconnect with the land and provides a hands-off experience with local foods. Agro-tourism, we all know. We are blessed that we are in this institution. We are having an agricultural development trust. Our institution is only related or based on agricultural children, and we have visited in 11th standard agricultural farm. Yes or no? We have went to that, where it has been shown, it is an example where we can see how the food grains are produced, which technology are used for farming, which methods are there. We have that center and we are blessed. We have seen this in our college. So your entrepreneurship training through agricultural, through agri-tourism, means those who don't know how agricultural production is there, from where our food has come, that provided or that training is provided through this agro-tourism in a way of tourist method. Means people go and visit over there, see how the farming is done, how the food grains are produced. So this is called as agri-tourism, children. So agri-tourism activates include picking fruit seed, tending bees, we have seen this, milking cows and other educational pursuits, children. So agri-tourism focuses on traveling, that is empowering to local communities both socially and economically. So recognizing the need to diversify their farm products and supplement the agricultural incomes, many farmers consider agri-tourism as a one income option for the long-term sustainability of their farms. So agri-tourism can support agricultural economy when local producers can no longer compete economically. See, we all know farm products we have seen, say, practically we have visited also, we know, we have seen fruits, we have also seen the bee farming, then we have also see cattle milking cows. Other educational training is given in this agritourism. So this agritourism, they have told that it focus on local communities both socially and economically, means it helps for local people also. See, honey can be sold, milk can be sold in local areas, farm products by milk. How much products? We have Agriculture Development Trust dairy also. Where many milk products like paneer we know Shrikhand by milk, when many milk products are there which are produced in dairy. So this is a type of business, it is a type of encouragement of entrepreneurs. We can provide service to local people, outsiders also. So, agritourism is also an income option, children, for long term sustainability of their farms. Means those who don't want to do production of goods and services business, they can do this agritourism by what? Producing the crops also, selling them in the market, and have your own business on farms. So agritourism is also supporting agricultural economy, keep in mind. So when local producers can no longer compete economically, means in agritourism, children, local producers will not compete with each other economically, because agricultural is what? A farming, a production process where need of food products of fruit grains is required everywhere. Not only local, you can send to other countries also your production if they require of agriculture. So they have told that the small landholders are the most precious part of a state. See, very nice quote Thomas Jefferson has told. What they told? That the small landholders means what? Who are farmers. Landholders means are farmers. They are the most precious part of a state, and really to be proud, we are staying in Maharashtra, and our state is also known as a farming, children, for farmers, agricultural, Sheti Pradhan. So that is more proud moment, because our state Maharashtra is also recognized for farming, children. And there Thomas Jefferson has told that these farmers are the most precious part of a state, means they are very prestigious. Farmers are more prestigious, children. So Thomas Jefferson told related the importance of farmers. Now we'll see what is the definition of agritourism. See, agritourism is the idea of bringing urban residents to rural areas for leisure travel and spending. See, now we are attracting by agritourism. We ourselves enjoy visit. We do that agricultural visit. Yes or no? We get attracted. One day also we do that agricultural tourist. We are enjoying. That means the city people. Say for example, I am staying in Pune. I don't know about any village area. I don't know. I don't have any relatives or family staying in village. So for these people, that agritourism idea is best to stay there over 2 days and enjoy about rural things, fresh air, have rural hygienic food, children. So this is the best concept idea, agritourism. They have told where urban people will be attracted towards rural areas. So agritourism, they have told, is a commercial enterprise at a working farm, ranch or agricultural plant conducted for enjoyment of visitors. Also it generates supplement income for the owner. So agrotourism in Maharashtra. Then the state of Maharashtra, they have told, is the pioneer state, means we are the founder. Pioneer means what? Founder state to develop and promote what? Agrotourism in our country. So agrotourism or say it is called as agritourism or agrotourism. It is defined most broadly, involves any agriculturally based operation or activity that brings visitors to farm. So agritourism is a form of nicotourism. See children, they have called as nicotourism, which is considered as a growth industry in many parts of the world, including India, Australia, Canada. United States, and Philippines. So, see, Maharashtra state is the first founder of this agritourism, or say it is also called as agrotourism, children. It promoted, say, it attracted more urban people to rural areas. Then the next thing after Maharashtra, Australia, Canada, United States, Philippines were also attracted towards this, and they started in their country agrotourism. So besides growing and selling the products also, it has become a commercial marketing, children. So there are many important aspects, say, to manage a business farm. So business planning, finding land, managing employees, record keeping, adhering to regulations, ensuring crops, and preparing for rainy day and retirement all fall under the heading of farm management, that is taught in agri-tourism, children. So agri-tourism is not only a commercial planning, but it also helps or it teaches younger generation regarding the production of food grains, and which is very important. Mostly the younger generation has forgotten about farming, forgotten about the land, how foods are cultivated, how crops are being produced. So this agritourism is the best way to motivate younger employees for farming. So business planning, finding land, managing employees, record keeping them, regulations, whatever activities they are doing, ensuring crops and preparing for a rainy day and retirement will fall in this farming business, children. That is called as farm management. Okay. So definition what we studied, that agritourism is the idea of bringing urban residents to rural area. See, agritourism we have all seen. Say we visited in 11th standard, children, this plan agritourism where we studied about the crops, how they were produced. So this, say, it is a knowledge also, as well as it is a commercial business type of organization also. Agritourism or agrotourism. So Maharashtra is the first state, say, pioneer who founded this agritourism, and afterwards then other countries also followed this as what, to attract the younger generation to farming. They should not forget about farming, how land is cultivated, what are the efforts taken, what are the hard work taken by farmers regarding agricultural process, and they will stop wastage of food. Food will be respected. So agritourism teaches all these things, children. Enough for this period. Next period we'll study about further points. Till then, bye. Thank you.